All right, everyone. So, welcome. Happy Thursday. And we are super excited just to share all things soul today. One of the things that we're going to be taking on is just taking the ugly out of network marketing, which is going to be amazing and fun. And because we make such a big deal out of it, right? Like, what's the big deal? There really isn't a big deal. So, first of all, what I want to do is just welcome. Maybe you're a soul specialist. Maybe you've been here for a long time. Maybe you are brand new and this is your first big call. Maybe you're a soul member who just wants to learn a little bit more. No matter what it is, if you are here, thank you for being here. And whoever invited you here really loves you because this is a space that we cherish and we value, and we have put a long, long, long time into creating this amazing culture that we have. That it could make me cry, but I'm not gonna, because I usually end up doing that. So everybody welcome, and thank you guys for going on mute. We will have a live Q&A at the end. So write down any questions you might have, and we're going to definitely take care of those at the end. And Jordan, who is right at, well, he's at the top of my screen. He has wicked cute dimples, which is the main reason why we invite him, because he has cute dimples and he's kind of a VIP, very important person in soul. He loves to be with us. He really literally does just about anything that we ask him for. He supports us in every possible way that we can. And that is super unique in this world of network marketing and business. And Hope has been such an amazing addition to Soul. And she is just like our partner in crime. Like, she works with us, she asks for our input. She really just wants to help us do better and grow. And they're right there with us. So no matter who you are in Soul, your voice matters. Okay. And that I can't even, everybody here will say yes to that, right? Yes, shake your heads. Yes, good. They look at how good everybody is. You guys are great. Um, all right, so that is the intro that I have. This is being recorded. So if you know somebody that you think could benefit from just kind of hearing a little bit about who we are, even if they're not in the world that we are in as far as network marketing, this is going to be able to help them get out of their own way, whatever business they're in, because they can implement that to where they're at. Okay. So Jordan, I'm going to actually go on mute, which I know is a wicked big surprise to you. And I'm going to let you go and Hope too. And thank you guys both for being here. You're taking time out of your day. And yeah, you're just amazing. So I love you guys so much. And thank you.
You're welcome. She love you too. No better place to be. And as Kristen said, we're going to cover some stuff. Hope and I looked at what she'd like us to go over, and we're just going to kind of tag team it. And I'll take one subject, and then Hope will take the next, and we'll have you ask questions and make sure everybody's on the same page by the time we're done. There's a few new people that I see on here. We already mentioned Barb and Ronya and Charisse, and there's a few others. Just welcome. It's exciting to have you here. And we'll probably go over some stuff that you haven't heard before, which is wonderful. And if that's the case and you have questions on it, at any time, feel free to raise your hand or unmute yourself and say, hold it, what in the world are you talking about? And we'll clarify that a little bit. But we wanted to start out a little bit about the history about soul and why soul even came into existence. And honestly, some of you have heard it enough. You could probably do it better than I can. But we'll take that opportunity anyway and kind of go over it real briefly. And so Soul, we've now been in business for just over 8 years. And myself and my partners, we've been in this industry for a really long time. Combined experience, we're talking like decades upon decades. And all my partners are decades older than me. And so it works out pretty well when you look at that experience. And one thing that we've noticed over the years as we were working at some different companies and doing different things is that a lot of people, when they looked at health, they were looking at it from a very kind of a small mind frame, in that they just kind of looked at symptoms and would try to take care of symptoms and not try to take care of the whole puzzle piece. And with that, they were kind of neglecting a little bit of that mind piece that we know is so important when we're trying to be healthy. And so we always use the example, when you're talking about health, you can be a bodybuilder and have a great physique and great look physically, but if your mind isn't quite right, if you're struggling with some mental issues, then would you still consider that individual to be healthy, right? Or on the flip side of that, you could be a genius and have everything going on mentally, but if you're significantly unhealthy physically and struggling with all sorts of health problems, would you consider that person to be healthy? Well, probably not, right? And so we need to understand that the mind-body element is so crucial to making sure that they both work optimally in order for us to truly be healthy. And that's really what we wanted to do with Soul. So all of our products are formulated to cover that mind-body element. And we do that by the use of what is called an adaptogenic herb. Now, adaptogenics is not something that Soul Naturals came up with. There's a lot of companies out there that will kind of make up their own terms, and they'll throw a trademark after them so they can use them for their own use. But an adaptogenic herb is something that everybody knows and can use, and they're out there. It's not something that is just what Soul does or Soul uses. I would just say we probably do it a little bit better based on the experience and innovation that we've been able to use over the years. And so all of our products are formulated to help that mind-body element. And a lot of things that we focus on with the mind are the stresses and the anxieties and the depression and just all the things that it seems all of us are dealing with. And in the year 2020, I think that there's never been a better time for a company like ours to really help people. And we've seen some really good growth. And there's a lot of people right now that are very concerned about being proactive with their health, meaning they're trying to keep themselves from getting sick. And you see that not only with just what they're taking, but what they're doing as well, right? There's people who are willing to give up a lot of their just basic life freedoms just to sit in their room all day, to quarantine or to wear a mask or whatever that may look like, trying to be proactive. And if we take that same approach to our health and what we're putting in our bodies, we're going to be able to find some really cool benefits from that. And so we're seeing that even as we're going through this life, that if we put in our bodies what it needs and give our bodies the nutrients that it needs, a lot of times it can just heal and take care of itself. And so Soul Naturals is very concerned about that. And that's a reason we are in existence, is to make sure we can give everybody what they need. We don't claim to be able to fix all these things or anything like that, but we love the idea of giving you guys the nutrients you need so your bodies can take care of themselves. What we find is if we can get you guys to sleep well, drink enough water, and then feed your bodies well, a lot of the issues that we have just magically kind of disappear. And that's what we're really excited about. And then on top of that, we love the business opportunity that is presented with Soul as well. I would argue that there are very few things outside of probably parenthood that can help you grow personally and develop your own personal skills like network marketing. Trying to get a volunteer group of individuals to join with you in achieving dreams and building a business can be a very humbling and amazing opportunity, and really eye-opening on what you need to do to grow and what they can do to grow as well. And so we love that opportunity as well. Let's talk a little bit. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I don't miss anything that Kristen wanted me to cover. You guys know how Kristen is, and I don't want to have anything, I don't want to get on her bad side. And so we're
That's
talking
okay.
about.
I'm looking right now at what you're supposed to be covering. So I'll
I know, right?
the
So we talked about the Soul history, we've talked about the Soul mission, and now we're going to talk about quality testing for a moment. The big thing, and I totally understand what is being said out there about herbal supplement companies. There's a lot of people out there that say it's garbage, that they use fillers, that you're not going to get the benefits that you're looking for, that people do it just to make money and they're not going to help in any way. And I get that. I understand that that's out there. And it's a tricky thing because, and on top of that, people will then say, well, and they're not FDA regulated, so it doesn't matter. And the irony behind that is we actually are regulated. But the tricky thing is some people's marketing can be a little bit deceptive. And I wanted to draw a little bit of attention to that. And the way it works is this. I could sell you a bottle that says 100% apple. And perhaps you're taking that because you want some vitamins or whatever you're looking for from an apple, right? We know apples are good for us. But the tricky thing is a company could use some of the bark and call it 100% apple. They could use some leaf. They could use a bit of the root. They could use some apple peel. They could use an apple seed. They could use some apple fruit. They could use whatever they want and still qualify it as 100% apple. Now, obviously, that's if you're getting a piece of the bark, you're probably going to be a little bit misled on the benefits that you're looking for if you're trying to get something else out of it, right? And there is that out there. without question. And so for us, the big thing that we want to make sure we're doing is giving you not only what we say we're giving you, but in the quantities that are going to be beneficial to you. And so the big thing with all of our products is we test them to make sure that they're not only pure, meaning that there's nothing in them that shouldn't be in them. No mold, no dust, no dirt, no other ingredients, nothing like that, but also that they have the potency that you're looking for. Now, there's plenty of science out there showing the amount of an ingredient or a vitamin or a nutrient that you need in order to get some sort of a benefit from. And so we stick with those guidelines as we put them into our products. And so a lot of our products, you'll even notice, don't have the 50 or 60 different ingredients you'll see from some other companies. We might only have 8 or 10 ingredients, because then we can actually stick them in there in amounts that will actually be beneficial to you. And that's key for us. And it's key in kind of partnering with our suppliers to make sure that they're not only harvesting the right ingredients, the right product, but they're also harvesting it at the right time, right? Because with natural ingredients, if you pick an apple when it's only that big, it's going to be sour and it won't be good. It doesn't have the nutritional benefits. And you also don't want to pick it after it's all shriveled up and rotten as well, right? Sticking with that same analogy with the apples, you want to pick it when it's ripe. And so for us, we're very cognizant of that. And we always test. We have third-party testing that makes sure that we have everything we need from the purity and potency side of things. And then if it doesn't meet our specs, we just send it back. It's so wonderful. We don't have to use anything that we don't want to use. And using a third-party tester makes it really slick and easy too, because we don't have to fight with ourselves saying, well, it's close, and then we can, whatever. We just say, here's our specs. If they hit it, wonderful. And if they don't, send it back. And so we're able to keep a very strict quality assurance plan that works really well for us. Now, one thing you may notice with any natural ingredient, as you use Solle, you may notice there might be some slight color variations with stuff. And that's just that's almost a testimony that we are just using natural stuff. You can go and pick out, a dozen oranges or a dozen apples at the store, and there's probably going to be a little bit of color variation throughout. And so you'll see that with our products as well. I notice it a lot with like our Solflex PI. Some are a little more orangey, some are a little less orangey, some are a little more yellowy. And so you'll see that from time to time, but know that everything that we do is absolutely being quality tested to make sure that we're covering all the specs from purity and potency that we're looking for. So do you guys have any questions on any of that stuff before we turn the time over to Hope for some more? Okay, Hope, take it away.
All right. Well, Kristen, on her bullet point of things to talk about, her next one was integrative marketing. I love how specific she is, by the way. And I actually love that she wanted us to talk about this, because there is a big difference, right? I'm someone that didn't personally come from a network marketing background, so it's really kind of neat for me to be able to work in this company. I've learned a lot because I have a little bit different perspective. And so for integrative marketing, it's a little bit different than network marketing, because we don't tell you exactly how you have to run your business, right? If you have a brick and mortar shop that you want to sell it out of, go ahead. If you want to run your business purely off of social media, go ahead. It's basically however you want to run your business. And of course, we have some stipulations, like you can't go to Walmart and put your product in Walmart, because then it wouldn't be fair to the other distributors. But other than that, we're really just here to support you. Like Kristen said when she introduced us, like, this is what we love to do. We love to work with you guys, hear about what are you doing in your business, because every business is unique, right? It really is your business. And so we want to say, okay, well, tell me what your problems are, where you're at, how can we help you? And so that's the main job of corporate and what we're here to do. We're not here to regulate you and give you rules and boundaries, but we're really here to just help you and guide you and see what the best situation is for you in your specific situation. And also, along with that, I know there's kind of a lot of fear that comes with the term network marketing. Even when I was looking at my opportunities and career opportunities and what I wanted to do, I was surprised. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'd ever end up in a network marketing company, right? And granted, what I do is a little bit different than what you do. But as I learned more, and especially as I heard the things Jordan just talked about with why it was created and the quality of our products and what our mission is, I've really come to appreciate the setup. Because with network marketing, there's some really neat things, or integrative marketing in our case, right? Like, for example, we pay our salespeople a much higher percentage than any other retail or other business plan does, right? You guys are a priority. And for me, the fear mostly comes with that term because I think of, well, salespeople. I don't want to have to hound my friends. I don't want to become this person I'm not. That's not my personality. I don't like when people do that to me, right? I think of the people that like stand in the mall and you like say one word to them and then they pull you in for half an hour trying to sell you on something, and it's the worst. And that is just such a fear because it's real. And it's unfortunate because there are people in this profession that have done that, which is why it's hard, right? But that doesn't mean we shouldn't be proud to be in this profession because it is something that's really neat. And when I think of my life, right, so I have 3 sisters and I have sisters-in-law. So whenever I try any product, we'll like buy something, whether it be makeup or a dress or whatever it is. And as soon as we get it, we'll like all text each other and we're like, oh my gosh, I just got this. It was the best thing ever. Or when we see each other, we're like, oh my gosh, you're looking so good. What are you doing? And it's just natural for us to share about this. Like I share the things I love with the people I love. And it's just natural for me to talk about it when I see them. And so if we come at this business with a service mindset instead of a sales mindset, it changes everything. Because what we come to see is that these products are something that can really change people's lives. And so it's a business opportunity. And so if we've experienced it, then it's so easy for us to share it with other people that we love because it's something we're excited about and not something we're ashamed of. And so I think that's a trap that a lot of people fall into is they don't like network marketing because they feel like they have to become a salesperson. They feel like it's in conflict with who they are. And it really should be feeding into who you are, right? We want you to bring your personal talent and your personality to everything that you do in your business. It's your business. And like Jordan said, there's nothing that will help you develop more like a leader than becoming a network marketer and being involved in integrative marketing, because it's difficult to work with so many different people and share, but it's such good experience. And we focus so highly on personal development because if you're developing yourself and becoming more comfortable with yourself, it's easier to share these things with others and know how to help other people love themselves and grow. And it's really a cool community and culture that surrounds Solle. At least the part that I've seen already, I already know that these women are so supportive. Like I've seen them even on Facebook, like within and without Solle, like they're posting about their kids and everyone from Solle is like, hey, oh, that's so awesome. My kid is doing the same thing. Like it's just a really great community to belong to. And so with the fear of network marketing, that's what I would say, is I would say, just look at it as something to be proud of, right? It's your business, it's your opportunity. And really when we go into Solle's pretty unique because there's not much you can lose, right? You pay $75, which is super low for the success kit for your website for everything. And then you're just buying products, right? And we give you awesome Solle rewards. We don't require you to have monthly orders if you're a member, if you want to buy our products. Other people will sign you up, and I know you guys have probably tried stuff like this where it's like, we'll give you an awesome deal, but then they like contract you into this monthly thing where you're stuck and you have to skip it every month or cancel it, and there's cancellation fees. And we don't do any of that, right? Because we really believe our products can benefit everyone. So we want everyone to be able to access our products easily. So I know that was kind of a lot, but there's a lot of reasons to be proud of what you do. So if any of you guys have questions or comments, you can go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Like we said, if you want to jump in at any time and ask questions, you're welcome to. So the next thing we were asked to cover are the different earning opportunities that we have here at Solle Naturals. To be honest with you, they aren't super just only Solle related in that other companies don't have them as well, but we thought there are pieces of it that are unique that we wanted to cover. And then we'll kind of cover other things as well. Things that are similar across the board that you'll find though is like a car bonus program. Here at Solle, once you hit $15,000 in your organizational volume every month and you hit the rank and all you need, we start giving you money to pay for your own car. And we send you some cool logos to throw in your car and it just looks fancy. So it's kind of a cool deal, and that continues to grow as you grow. So it maxes out right now at $1,000 a month. you can get a pretty nice car for $1,000 a month, as you can imagine. So it's kind of a slick little deal there. One thing that we're unique in the way we pay you is that we have what we call a smart plan commission payout. The smart plan is our monthly payout. And basically it does this. It looks at where your highest volumes are, and then it pays you our highest percentages on your highest volumes. Now, for those of you who may be new, you may be like, Jordan, I have no idea what you're talking about. So let me clarify that just a little bit. Let's say when you first start out in Solle and and people start looking at you and they're like, gosh, what has changed? You seem so much happier. You're just got this glow about you. Something's going on. You just seem different. And you say, well, yeah, I'm just feeling better. I've started taking these products. I'm feeling better. I'm able to get back to my old self. And they say, man, tell me more. Because what you'll find out about Solle is this. We don't have the most products in the world. There's a lot of companies that have more products than us. But I would argue that the products we have can help anybody. Everybody has something going on, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, or a combination of both. And the products that we have can absolutely address those needs. And so you start talking to somebody, you come to find out that they're struggling with sleep or they're struggling with whatever, and you can start helping them out as well. And they say, you know what, I want to sign up. Holly, I love you. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to be underneath you. Let's do this thing. And so they sign up and they say, you know what, and I love this business opportunity, so I'm going to sign up as a specialist because $75 is a heck of a deal for the education and the family and everything that comes along with that. And she says, wonderful, signs them up. Now, that individual, we're going to call her Jill. Jill is now on Holly's first level. And then everybody looks at Jill and they realize that she's doing amazing things as well. And so they sign up underneath Jill. Now, Jill has 2 levels underneath her. And let's say, just for the sake of that 1 month, that Jill places a $1,000 order and Joe, who Jill signed up, places a $2,000 order. Now, for most companies, if you've been a part of network marketing before, they kind of do a few different things. One of which is this. Some will kind of top load their commission payout plan, meaning they'll pay their highest percentages towards the top. So the first couple levels will get high percentages. And as they continue to grow and build, the lower levels will get lower percentages. So for instance, on their first level, you might get 10%, and second level, 8%, third level, 6%, so on and so forth. Other companies will do the opposite of that. They'll say, hey, we'll pay you our lower percentages at the top, and as you grow and get bigger, that's where you get more money. So they'll pay you, 2% on your first level, 4% on your second, 6% on your third, until finally when you're 6 or 7 levels deep, that's where you get the good percentages. The third way I've seen it is that they'll say, you know what, I don't care where you're building, we're just going to pay you 5% on every level that you've got. I worked for a company that was similar to that. So everything is just the same. Doesn't matter where you build. Solle said, well, that's kind of strange. Let's do better. So we're going to pay you our highest percentage, excuse me, on your highest level. So in that example with Joe on the second level placing a $2,000 order and Jill placing a $1,000 order that first month, we pay you our highest percentage on that second level and then our second highest percentage on your first level, because we just go and match it up, right? And then the next month, let's say it switches and Jill places a $2,000 order and Jill places a $1,000 order. Well, then the next month when we run commissions, we'll pay you on the highest percentage on your first level and your second highest percentage on your second level, right? So every month we just evaluate it, we calculate it, say where's the highest level, where's the most volume, let's pay you our highest percentages on that level, and our second highest percentage on your second level, and so on and so forth all the way through, okay? So it just maximizes your earnings and it makes it really easy for you guys to be able to just focus on helping and bringing people into the Solle family and let us maximize it for you so you guys can just worry about spending the money and not trying to figure out how to earn it, right? Makes it really slick. So that's one way we do it with the smart plan. We also have a weekly bonus. We call it the Solle Quick. Anybody that signs up with $100 in product. So if you're signing up a specialist, you need $100 in product plus the $75 specialist kit, right? So $175 order for a specialist and $100 order for members. Then that next week, we pay you a Solle Quick bonus. For a specialist, you get 45%. For a member, you get 30%. So it's a pretty awesome deal as well in order to get some money quickly in your pockets. What you'll find with anybody in your organization, as you can start to help them put money in their pocket, it actually helps. People get excited about that, right? I understand that we have a lot of altruism in Solle and we want to be able to help people and just help people achieve the best version of themselves. But honestly, when you're financially compensated for it as well, that helps a lot, especially with our spouses who are like, why are you spending so much time, right? You can say, well, honey, I just got my car paid for and I just paid the mortgage. all of a sudden they get pretty excited about it too. So it makes it work pretty slick there. On top of that, we pay you what we call a mentor match bonus. Anybody that you bring into the company and they make a certain amount and you're at a certain rank, you can get a percentage on top of everything else to kind of match what they're making. So that's kind of a fun little deal as well. For those out there who you might be working with that aren't really interested in building an organization, let's say they're a consultant, they like to meet with people, they're a life coach of some sort, right? They're not interested in signing people up and building an organization. They have a lot of people that want to use the product. We have what we kind of call high dollar override. So they can purchase, if they purchase over $1,000 a month, they can be on this program, and they just get a cash back, essentially a rebate at the end of the month after they purchase their products. So you can really go into a chiropractor's office or a massage therapist or a salon or anything like that, where people may not be interested in just selling the product or building an organization. They're just more interested in maybe selling and making that work. Now, a word of advice. If you think you can walk into just a chiropractor who you've never met before and get them to sell our products, you're probably not going to work. Okay. Even here at Solle, we get hit up quite frequently by people selling insurance or wanting us to buy their boxes for our products or whatever. And at any business, they're going to be dealing with that. And I have trained my front desk people and our customer support to always tell them I'm busy in a meeting and I'm not interested in talking with them because I don't have time. I just don't. And so you'll probably find that out as well. Now, the difference is, though, this. I have a chiropractor I like to go to. And over the months and years I've been there, you can start talking about stuff with them, and then you'll find that they may or may not be interested, right? And so, again, in everything we do in life, relationships are going to matter more than anything else. And you may be able to have a relationship with some of those individuals and help them be a part of it, right? But there is an opportunity there, is basically what I'm saying. A lot of other companies kind of frown upon getting it into some sort of a retail establishment like that. As Hope mentioned, being an integrated marketing company, we're more than happy to help that work in whatever way that's going to look for you. Okay. So there's also that. Another thing, a few more things. One, we love to travel with the Solle family. One of the magic pieces of the Solle family is just the ability for us to be together and just enjoy the heck out of each other. And it's been a little bit of a downer during this whole COVID era where we haven't been able to get together as much as we'd like. We still probably pushed the boundaries a little bit. We got Paige and a couple of you others to come out and spend time with us this last August. But yeah, we love the opportunity to just get together and be with each other. There's such a power and a synergistic energy that comes when we're able to get like-minded people in the same room and just build off of each other and help each other. And so with that, we have a couple different things we love to do. One, we have some personal development things. We have one coming up in January. Usually we like to do it in person, but we're doing it virtually this year. And we're going to focus heavy on personal development and things like that. We have incentive trips like our Solle to Soul. We're going to Cancun in May. And we're really excited for that. And that's something that anybody in Solle can achieve and come. A lot of companies kind of just focus heavy on the higher ranks and trying to help people there come. But man, if you look at the numbers that come, we actually have quite a few people that are brand new in Solle that can qualify to come for at least some sort of a discount or just qualify in general to come and be with us. And it's such a great thing. We also have a convention we do next year in August. We are going to be going to Orlando and going to spend time down there as a Solle family. So we're excited about that as well. So we have a lot of opportunities just to be together and just to help out. And one thing we also like to do is just come and do events for you as well. If we can get a bunch of people together and you want one of us from the office to come out and be a part of it, we can make that happen as well. Before COVID hit, I found myself out there in the Illinois, Indiana area and had a wonderful time with Angela and Amy and that whole group out there. So it was awesome. So one last thing on this list of things to cover, I'm checking them off as I go. I'm not going to miss a single one, Kristen. Is
You're going to make people not want to hang out with me.
They already know. It's fine. They already know. And that's why we love you.
Kristen, I will always want to hang out with you. You're amazing.
See there.
Thank God. See, and that's why, because Amy was my partner in crime in creating the bullet point list, by the way. So this is why we, this is why we can,
I can hold you both accountable. Perfect. Well, you
Right.
will hold me accountable, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's perfect. So one of the last things we wanted to focus on is the ability to create your organization how you want to create it. And what we allow you to do is move people in your organization that you have personally brought in order to help kind of maximize your organization as well. A lot of companies, if you've been a part of network marketing companies, when you sign somebody up, you got to figure out where in your organization you're going to place them, whether it's directly under you or directly underneath somebody else or whatever that is. And then once you sign them up and put them there, they are stuck there forever. Now, as you can imagine, there are quite a few instances where you may have somebody who seems like they're super excited or they're going to do wonderful things, or maybe they do start to do wonderful things, but then due to whatever reason, they kind of fizzle out on you and now they're not doing anything. And in the network marketing world, we call this a dead leg, where you have somebody at the top of it who's just not doing anything. And unfortunately for you, you're not able to continue to grow and achieve the things you want to because you have people underneath you in key spots that aren't doing anything. Solle's a little different than that. We allow you to move people anytime you want. So let's use another example, sticking with Holly, and you have Jill and Joe, right? And then we have somebody else comes into the company that loves Holly and says, I want to be a part of this. And then she goes to Joe and says, Joe, you've been doing some wonderful things. You've been signing people up, and man, I just want to help you out. So I'm going to put Greg underneath you, and he's going to work directly with you. But here's the deal. I'm going to leave him there as long as you continue to work and do great things. At any point, if you feel like you don't want to be a part of this anymore and it's not going to work out for you, that's fine. Let me know, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll just move Greg underneath somebody else. Maybe I'll put him underneath Jill, or maybe I'll put him directly to me, or put him anywhere else in the organization, right? And so that gives you an opportunity to help incentivize and build people in your organization at any time. As I mentioned, you can do this, you can move people around really anytime. Now, obviously, you don't want to be recreating everything every month, but for the most part, you have the power to really build and run your organization like you want to. We're serious when we say that this is your business. We just want to help you. And so we're going to let you run it like your business. We're not going to make up these weird mandates and rules that say you can't do certain things. Because in real life, if this really was your business, you'd be able to build it however you want. And so we're going to allow you to do that as well in Solle. And we'll just help you along. There are better ways to do things than others. And sometimes we'll chat with you and make sure you're doing it in the best interest for everybody. But we're always here to help and want to make sure that you guys are as successful as possible in achieving whatever level of success you're looking to achieve. So that covers everything on 7 ways to earn, which means Hope, you are up.
All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the continued education that Solle offers. So this is something a little bit unique as well, as you've probably already guessed if you have any experience in network marketing, is that we're a little bit more involved than other companies are, right? And it's a privilege we have because we are a smaller company, that we have the ability to dedicate more time directly to our leaders and our distributors. And so some things that we've set up to help them out are we have live streams. We have our Solle TV, right? And it's streamed through YouTube. And so I don't know if you guys have seen Jordan. He has a weekly Monday morning talking success show where he goes over like a basic skill and then also a little bit of advice for how to run your business or how to connect with your team, how to prospect. It rotates. He'll talk about a different thing. And then we also have Lon that runs Tuesday monthly ones for us, Tuesday nights. And on these ones, we'll often have him call in Allison Caldwell Andrews, and she is our researcher, right? She's a doctor, and she will come in and answer questions, or we'll have Jennifer Pressmone, who is our expert in essential oils, come on. And we just love having people come on and provide more information, right? Because we do love focusing more on the service than the sales. That's our mindset, and that's our goal, and that's our mission. And so if you guys are able to learn more and help more people, that's awesome for us. And so you don't have to be experts in herbs or anything like that to start, but we want to help you to make sure that those that do want more knowledge have it accessible to them. And that's also why we focus heavily on knowledge and research and those types of things in our events, like Jordan mentioned, like convention and these summits, things like that. We want you guys to have the information. We want to be open with you. We want you to feel like you know what's going on. If we have a new product, we want you to know what it's for, why we created it, and what's in it, right? And so that's super awesome with our continued education. And also something else we've been working on is we've been working on getting some basic new specialist training up on our new website. And so that's something a lot of other companies won't do. And so for you, we want you to be able to go on and at least know, how do I read these reports that I now have on my website? How should I structure things? What's the pay plan? Because a lot of it can be a little bit complicated, especially if you've never been in a business like this. And so we really want to help you out. And we've been working especially with a lot of leaders recently to help you guys decide what your training is for new specialists you have coming on. We just want to make it as easy as possible for you. And for example, I know Kristen does, and her group does weekly calls. They do daily calls in the morning. And then they also believe I have a Wednesday wellness webinar, right, Kristen?
Yep, we do that. And Tiffany up the top of the screen, she does that. We're doing a master series on body systems right now. So we offer that, and that is actually open to, it's not just a team thing. That's open to anybody. So it's an opportunity for whether you're a part of Solle or not a part of Solle, like just come learn.
Yeah. See, that's what I love. It's like, you guys are really focused on helping anyone. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to pay to go to these classes. We really just want people to know what's out there, right? There's a lot of medications that are pushed, or solutions that are more chemical, but we want people to know the natural solutions as well and the science behind it. And so that basically sums up our continued education. And I think Jordan's going to finish us off with talking a little bit about our culture.
Yeah, and I think, as you can tell, for those who are new, you can tell what kind of we're all about. So I thought at this time, Kristen, we could have you guys maybe talk a little bit about what you've experienced with Solle and some of the things you've seen being a part of this community and a part of this culture.
Yeah, absolutely. I am already going to have a talking space in a little bit. So I'm going to actually what I'm going to do is call on Holly, because she loves when I do that. She's used to that now, by the way. So I would like to have Holly share a little bit about what this culture has done for you and all that. That'd be awesome.
So I've been part of Solle for almost 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in March. And I did come from another company that pales in its business culture significantly. But I think it was probably just the last few months, Kristen, that I've connected with you and your team. And it's just been amazing. It's a space that allows us to be ourselves. It meets us where we're at. It promotes work, home, and business balance, which is really important. So Kristen has a saying, if it doesn't work with your life, it doesn't work. And I actually needed that. So I would say my growth in the last several months, both personally and business wise, has been amazing, just because of the space that this team has created for us. So these are my people. And I even am willing to get up some mornings at 2 o'clock, like 6 a.m. or something, to hang out with them in the morning. So
yeah. And you should know that when I first started working with Holly, she was like, nope, not doing it. I'm like, okay, you don't have to do it.
Come on.
And I was like, yeah, we're wicked cool. And you're going to eventually want to. Now she's probably here 3 out of 5 days. So in the morning for our everyday morning call, which isn't mandatory. It's just something that we created, 10 months ago when COVID started, that we needed some sort of connection. And now everybody just shows up there in the morning because it's awesome.
And it's really, it becomes almost FOMO. So fear of missing out. So I slept through the call this morning. And I know what we did. I know, shame. But, I missed out doing my dream board with my group. And now I have to do it alone, which is really sad. So
that's okay. I'll be asking you for a buy when and asking for proof of completion anyway. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah.
One of the reasons.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything you would like to share about the culture, what you get from it, Any of that, that'd be awesome. Before we move on to the next thing on the bullet point schedule. Oh, awesome. Tiffany, are you talking to us?
I'm just having baby FOMO.
Oh, with Lori, she sees my bestie's little grandbaby.
I want a
Yeah,
baby.
I know.
Are.
Oh, and that's something too. We stop for babies and dogs. Like all stop. Like we stop all things and we just focus on that for a little bit. So that's what happened for sure. Yeah. Hey, Jen, would you want to share anything about the culture and community? Only because you have a wicked nice background.
Right. You guys only like me from my background.
Yeah.
About the culture, I actually never wanted to have anything to do with network marketing, integrative marketing, any of that. It's just not my jam. However, natural health is my jam, and I had been looking for something to assist my clients and people with, and this just kind of found its way into my lap, and it was more than just you did this because you wanted to see me cry. It was more than
Can't
just
cry by myself.
the herbs,
Yeah.
right? It was the culture is actually probably the thing that keeps me in it. I love the herbs. I love the power of the products, but even beyond that is the power of the people, the power and the sisterhood and the brotherhood that happens here is something that I wasn't prepared for. It was something that I needed deeply and didn't even realize how deeply I needed it when it showed up. It's amazing. I realized very quickly how unselfish people are. It's like, you want to copy my post? Go ahead and copy my post. I have this new information, and you know what? Let's get together and I'm going to teach it all to you. Whereas in other places, it's felt a little bit like people hide their cards, and here I have found that it's like, you know what? We really want to help you grow, and the way we help ourselves is by helping you. And that is you hear that as a statement a lot. You want to help yourself, then you help other people. And I honestly, truly, cross my heart, have not seen that in any other place like I have seen it here in Solle. And I just love the respect for people. I love how we've talked about this on our morning calls. There is a sense of this knowingness of a higher power, whatever you want to call it, and it's openly talked about. And for me, that's been really refreshing. This culture is amazing, and if you get in it for the herbs, that's awesome. But I would totally jump in for the culture.
See, you're wicked good with your words. Thank you very much. And I did cry with you, so there's that.
Thank you. One more thing, I also love this fact is that we very easily have access to Jordan and Hope. Lon would have been here. Any of the others in corporate, they are so willing to know you as a person, and that part is pretty freaking amazing as well. So thank you for you two for being on here today, and to all the others who have shared in other times.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. You're the best. Do you want to go, Jordan, did you have anything else on community and culture, or do you want to go to, we can talk about, we can just share a couple of testimonials on the business?
I think you better jump into that. I don't want to ruin what we've got going on right now. So I think
Right?
this has
Good
been the
job.
best example of that community
See?
culture this can be. So
Awesome.
let's keep
And
moving
just so you
forward.
know, it does come from the top, Jordan, like above us, like you're part of it too. And
Oh, thank
and
you.
those guys. Yeah, thanks. Only because you're wicked tall.
I was gonna say,
There's
coming
that.
from above you, that's all of
You
us.
guys, he's like 7 feet and I'm like 5, so it's really hysterical
Oh,
when we
stop.
stand
You're
next
not
to
really
each
5
other.
feet.
Yes,
I want
am.
to
Get
add,
it.
Jordan, she's right. It does come from the top down. And when I'm talking to people about our company, the first thing that I say is that it's refreshing to find a company that mirrors my own heart and my own passion and my own values. That's very rare. And so now I'm crying. A huge thank you to you and the guys, because we love you guys so much, and we're so appreciative of everything you and Hope and everyone does, in Heaven and all of them. Although my texts or emails to Heaven were all for Heather this week.
Awesome.
Autocorrect.
Thank you, Holly.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's very true.
We're only as good as the
Um,
people that we bring in, so thank you.
And he is wicked tall. The first time I met him, I was like, oh my God, you are so much shorter on the computer screen.
Mm-hmm. So awesome. So I know Tiffany may have to go because Tiffany is doing homeschooling with her kids, which is just amazing. And she gets to work at the same time, which is so ironic because Tiffany is going to share a little bit about how she's been able to do it all and still work and do all the things and take on her health and just all of it. So Tiffany, if you don't mind, do it like maybe just like 3 minutes, a quick.
Sure. So my background is that I was an elementary school teacher for years before having kids and stayed home with my kids. And after Cameron was born, I got very into health and wellness. And 5 years ago, I got a health coaching certification that spiraled into, I'm a gut health expert, I'm a master herbalist. I have more certifications than anybody actually needs, but I'm a lifelong learner and I love teaching. And so 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I've been diagnosed with a couple of other very rare autoimmune. And it was really important to me. I wanted to be able to give my clients very clean, pure products. And what I had learned is that a lot of stuff is just really not healthy and they were making me sicker and sicker. And I was very skeptical when a friend of mine reached out and said, hey, you should try this company. I think it's going to help you. And I was like, I am not joining another network marketing company. I am not doing that. That's not going to help. And literally, I think I was on the phone with Corinne, some with Kristen Alexander, Jordan, for 2 or 3 months before I said, fine, I'll try something, right? I asked a lot of questions. I could sometimes joke, I'm sure I was a major pain in the butt. So to say that the products have been life-changing for me, to be able to go off medications and manage my symptoms holistically, is amazing. But we had but the business opportunity has been big too. So our plan as a family is that when my kids went back to school, I'd go back to teaching. So 2 years ago, I started substituting and I'd be so exhausted and so worn out after one day of subbing that I was like, how am I going to go back when I was literally working 50, 60 hours a week before having kids? How am I going to do that? And this has allowed me to supplement my business. I do a lot of coaching. I do a lot of nutritional coaching. I have programs for autoimmune. I do a lot more than just Solle, but this has allowed me to come in and replace and add to my income so that I can stay home. My kids have not been back to school since March. We have been doing virtual school since then. So this allows me to set up a room in my home as a classroom and teach my kids from home and do that and still work my business and see clients and stay home and supplement my business. And that's been big for me because I don't play school politics. I don't like school politics. And the more I think about having to do that, I don't want to do it. I want to be doing this and I want to be able to be here for my kids. So even when I'm here, my youngest is asking, Mom, will you help me with this? Mom, will you help me with this? But I can still be there for my kids and help them. And so that's been huge for me. And I've not had that with any other companies. I looked into other companies. I looked into other options and it was either, no, you can't charge people for coaching. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. It was a lot of like walls, like you can't do any of this. And where else, on day one, where you can get on the phone with the CFO, I was on Zoom and he's going to tell you all that stuff. And when I had questions, they're like, fine, I'll just send you over to so-and-so and they'll answer those questions. You don't get that anywhere, right? You just don't get that anywhere. And that's been huge. But not just that, but I'm going to add to the culture. A lot of these people on this call are some of my closest friends. Like where else could I be like, I never have met this person in person before, but Paige and I jumped in a car and drove 8 hours. And that's how we met each other, on an 8-hour car ride. And it was amazing. And I don't think there's a lot of places where I'd be like, I don't even know you. Let's jump on a car ride, but I would here. So they have been my support system this year and some of my closest friends. And so it's been truly a blessing in my life.
Oh, love you, Tiff. Thank you. Awesome. And Amy has a quick story too. Amy actually, I'm just going to do a teaser because then you can fill in the blanks. But Amy actually retired from her day job, which was good timing because who knew that all this was going to happen with where we're at in the world. So go for it.
All right. So, originally I was like, okay, I've got 5 minutes. And so now I'm going to kind of condense this down a little bit because there's been so many good things talked about today. But like Kristen said, I'm Amy. I have 3 children, 11, 9, and 5. I am a homeschool mom. And I have been with Soul for about 3 years. And when I first started with Soul, I'm just going to make it brief and tell you like a very shortened rendition is that I was not looking for a business at all. I was looking for health. I had a lot of issues with like digestion, anxiety, pain, inflammation, all those things. And a friend came over and told me about what she was doing holistically. And enter Dimples. Jordan Peterson, our very own vice president, got on the phone with me and started talking to me like he does in Jordan fashion about all these amazing things. And I actually said to him, I'm not looking for a business. I'm just looking for products. And fast forward to about 6 months later, and I was free of most of the things that I was experiencing, those strongholds and those roadblocks. And I was sharing what had worked for me. I always kind of joke I started a business by accident. But I tell you that because most people who get into network marketing, there are very few of us who are a little bit weird, who are looking for something because we have this belief and we know just the perks and the advantages to being in your business for yourself. But there's a lot of people who aren't because of the things that we've talked about, because of the ways that network marketing or multi-level marketing has gotten a bad rap. So about 3 years ago, like I said, got into the business, had no iota of a clue that I was going to be retiring from my job. But God or that higher power we talked about, he did know. And this past August, I was able to quit my job, stay home with my children, who I have been homeschooling for the last 4 years. This is our 4th year. And it's just been the most amazing thing in my life, you guys. We talk about a why in the business, and some of us don't even know right away when we get started what our why is until we jump in. And I'm a jumper. I jump 2 feet forward because when I love something, I share it. We don't talk about selling Soul. We talked about the gift of Soul because it truly is a gift. And in my career, I was kind of at a cap. So I always talk to people about this. I went to school for 4 years. I got my degree in dental hygiene and I made X amount of dollars hourly. And I could not physically be in the office anymore with my kids at home, with homeschooling, with the priorities and the balance. So I was at a cap. I was at the highest pay scale. I was never going to make more. And so with this, what has allowed me to do, not only come home from my job, but it's also allowed me to decide ultimately how much I want to get paid. It's amazing. It's been just one of the most freeing things. I decided because like Tiffany, I'm kind of a geek. I started wanting to learn more and more and more. And so I also got my certificate in gut health. And I'm right now taking a certified master herbalist course. And I do that because I just have a love, just like this team does, the atmosphere, the culture, the philosophy is I have a love to educate. We've said it before, whether it's Soul, whether it's something else, health and teaching people to advocate for themselves and know that there is something different, that they have an option, that there is another choice for them. And that truly in our heart of hearts, we're here to help you advocate for yourself, no matter what that looks like. Health is the end goal. We would love for everybody to be part of the Soul family. But it's giving them the proper tools to educate and to be able to advocate for themselves. And that's one of the reasons why I love this so much, because of the authenticity in just putting it out there and caring for people. Like Kristen and some of the other people who spoke have said, same thing for me. I did not know any of these women. I knew one person before I got started with Soul, and now they are some of my most closest, most dearest friends. When Jordan talks a little bit about the opportunity and about the car bonuses and about the trips, you guys, when I started this, the part of the reason why I didn't want to be part of the business opportunity is because any other thing I've ever done in my life, those things were always possible for other people. They were never possible for me. I never felt that I could. I never believed in myself. I never had the hope. and the reality that this could really be for me, because I never had a plan. I never had a support system. And that is what these people, that is what this community, that is what this culture did and does for everyone. If you want something, they give you the tools to achieve it. Does it take work? Yes, it absolutely does. Do you grow through that? Absolutely, you do. And I've come tenfold, not just in being able to stay home, but also those things. And I'm just so excited for what that means. Right now, there's so many changes in the world. With dental hygiene, you guys, that was never something that I ever thought would leave. I always actually joked about it. I was like, oh, I can get a job anywhere. Dental's always going to be there. People are always going to need their teeth cleaned. And then enter 2020, and what happened? My dental office closed down for months. And if I did not have something else, that could have been detrimental for my family. So it's just so amazing. One of the trainings I just recently did, one of the things that was said stuck with me. And I wanted to just mention this because we were talking about, sorry, those are all my books from studying. Falling off my desk right now. I'm kind of, if you guys saw the big picture of my office, you'd be like, how does she accomplish anything? But what they said was, is what you're doing right now going to get you where you want to be in 5 years? And that was just huge for me. And that really opened my eyes to a lot. And I'm just so thankful for this team, for this opportunity, for Jordan, for Hope, for being on here. I'm thankful for you guys. And I truly mean this. If there's anything that I can help you do as you start your journey, I'm here to help however I can. So I hope that I kept that short enough, because that was a lot in a little bit of time.
That's a good thing I already know it all, because otherwise know all of your stuff, because I would be trying to take notes and there's no way I could write that fast. Yes, absolutely. So as you can see, like, everybody kind of comes from a different place, and I will make mine super quick. And that, first of all, not a shocker. I did not want to do anything else with another company. Like, I was like, okay, no, I want to be the boss of me. I want to do my own thing. I want to say how it goes. I want to just do what I want when I want. And where else could I do that? Who knew that I would be able to do it with Soul? Lucky you, Jordan, right? And really be able to take on my health at the same time. I was super deficient, which is probably one of the only reasons why I started with Soul, was because I needed some sort of supplementation, because I was deficient in many, many areas. And the business opportunity was a thought, because I just was like, well, fine, I'll take a look at it, since it's so awesome and so different. Like, yeah, like everything else is, right? You hear the same things everywhere. But I'm in a different position where my kids are older, they're married, hopefully grandbaby soon. You guys all cross your fingers. Be quick. My daughter's on a honeymoon right now. Like, honeymoon baby, please. Um, and but what this has allowed me to do, surprisingly, I ended up taking on the business venture. Had a whole bunch of people come with me, which has been amazing. And what it now offers me is the ability to be on my husband's schedule. Like, I don't have to be on anybody else's schedule. Like, I work when he works. Sometimes I work more because I want to and I love it. And I actually have to, like, how many people can, say, other than the people on the screen, because we all love it, right? That, like, I had to make myself stop working. Like, I had to, because, and it wasn't because I had to, it was because I love it, and I can't stop the conversation. So really, to be able to, and he's retiring in 2 years. So, and oddly enough, who knew I would go back to school? Thanks for that, Soul, too, for making me want to learn more. And so I went back to school. So I will be graduating and getting all my final certifications when he's retiring. So somebody's got to have a job around here. So it's going to be me. And yeah, it just lets you do. This is Molly. This is everybody that is usually on this call at this time. You guys know that this is what she does at this time. So anyhow, that's what it allows me to do. It allows me to be the boss of me. It allows me to work on my husband's schedule, so that I can do all the things. I can be there for all the other people in my life that I'm there for. Um, and and that's it. And all the other things that come along with it are just literally a bonus. So that was my quick jump on. Oh, and the one other thing was, I was this close. I had double knee replacements, you guys, like 4 years ago. I was this close to having to go back to bartending after I had those, because what I was doing before with the business, the company that I was at, I wasn't making any money because of all the roadblocks. And I was like, so after saying, if you can give me something that I can be the boss of me and do what I want when I want to do it, and how I want to do it, then I'll think about it. And then it happened. So I didn't have to go back to bartending. I don't have to work 10-hour shifts anymore unless I choose to. And yeah, so that saved me from that, which is really cool. So that means my knees will last a little bit longer, which is kind of cool too. So that was what I had to share really quickly. But we wanted to leave some time for Jordan and Hope. I don't know if there's anything else that you guys wanted to put in. We were hoping to kind of keep this around an hour. But we also wanted to leave it open for if anybody had any questions, whether you've been here, whether you're brand new here, whether you're here because I made you come, whatever that might be. You know, take this minute to, you know, ask some questions for sure. And Jordan and Hope, if you guys have anything you want to put in.
I just have to say how proud I am of us of keeping this at almost right at an hour, you guys, because that was a lot of information.
Well done.
That was like a whole email of bullet points that we just finished.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness. All right, anyone have any questions at all before we wrap it up? Because we'll wrap it up. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. The people that have just joined our team, I hope that you're seeing value, and you're probably going to want to stay around for a while because it only gets better. If you're here and you haven't joined our team yet, you may want to consider it because we're awesome. And yeah, that's just it. So, you know, keep going, keep hanging out. Jordan and Hope are always there for us, like I said. And if you're not on our team and you want to get a glimpse of what we do, we have calls every morning. Like, feel free to shout out whoever invited you and be like, hey, can I just jump on and see what you guys are doing? We would love that. Absolutely love that. So anyhow, that's all I have. Not that I'm out of words because I could keep going, but I won't. Jordan, you got anything?
No, it was wonderful. Thank you for letting us join. It's always so good to see you guys, and let's do it again soon.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. You are all dismissed from school. Have an awesome day. Mwah. Love you guys.